human activity is associated with the emergence of a huge amount of various wastes. The sharp rise in consumption in the world in recent decades has led to a significant increase in the volume of solid waste. European countries much earlier faced the problem of shortage of space to accommodate municipal waste near large cities. The only radical solution to this problem is thermal destruction of the solid waste. This process helps to produce heat and electricity. Elimination of landfills across the territory of Ukraine is extremely important. In Ukraine as of today, this problem unfortunately has not been yet solved. The way to address these issues is construction of waste treatment facilities that can provide a complete sanitary cleaning of cities, suburban areas and towns in Ukraine. U-Star company offers a full range of waste management, which comprises a production chain for processes for collection, processing and disposal of solid and industrial waste and sludge. The specialists of our company as well as specialists from quality recycling are involved in the design and construction of the new generation waste processing complex, which is not only disposes of various wastes including toxic ones, but also generates electrical and thermal energy. Our technologies allow the installation of waste processing facilities at the sites close to the city, which significantly reduces transport costs of disposal of municipal waste. The appearance and design of production facility has presentable and modern look and consistent with European standards of construction. Our waste recycling complex uses heat utilization technology. One of the final products of this process is the high-energy steam, which is utilized in production of electricity and heat. The generated electricity and heat can be used for internal needs, as well as for external grid. The complex with capacity of 200,000 tons of waste per year can produce up to 20 megawatts of electricity per hour. The complex includes the following departments: the administrative building with a laboratory, weight, parking and washing of vehicles, the site for receiving waste, waste sorting plant, waste treatment plant, warehouse for sorted recyclables, thermal waste treatment, workshop materials, wells with water intake, pumping station treatment plants, local treatment facilities. Production of waste management begins with the delivery by special vehicles, weighing and receiving checkpoint. Delivered for processing garbage needs to be pre-weighed. There is a waiting room for this purpose. After garbage trucks pass the checkpoint and weigh bridge, they are sent to the main building for waste sorting. The sorting process takes place at a sorting facility that includes a sorting line and a press. Sorting station uses several sorters, which manually remove large pieces of waste, paper, cardboard packaging, and so on. After passing through the sorting station, the remaining waste is received by mechanical sorting. The line of mechanized sorting system is comprised of a number of conveyor belts with sorting machines and devices installed among them. Ferrous materials are removed from the top, thus allowing removal of ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Non-metallic materials are passed on and mixed with other waste at the outlet of the drum. The remaining waste is transferred to the shredder to prepare for further thermal processing. All reusable products that were sorted earlier in the bunker are pressed in order to give them a marketable appearance. The stone, slug and other construction waste from a stone are screened. Large fractions are crushed and then used in building materials. After passing through the sorting facility, the remaining waste then goes for thermal processing at the facility based on the rotary cascading bed combustor, RCBC, technology which includes thermal and electric power plant. RCBC technology has been in development by the Petco Corporation since 1981 and is associated with a unique combination of well-known and proven innovative theories and principles. The technology was developed to create inside a rotating cylindrical combustion chamber conditions for a cleaner burning of various fuels and wastes, from the high sulfur coal to the industrial and municipal solid waste. In the RCBC system, the municipal solid waste is burned in contact with sorbents, gas, and recycled solid waste. Byproducts are harmless and prevent gas emissions. Sorbents, such as limestone, are raked with acid chlorides and sulfur residues, forming sulfides and chlorides which are disposed of as a harmless ash. Moreover, the absorbing chemical reactions occur at temperatures low enough to significantly delay formation of nitrogen oxides. Processing systems with unique internal and external materials contribute to the contact of carbon monoxide gas and sorbent, increase the contact time, thus providing a clean and complete combustion of fuel and waste. Unique design features of the boiler, RCBC, and combustion system allow to change the fuel type on the fly, make the boiler extremely flexible in terms of using the most widespread, accessible, and cheap fuel. This technology has a high ecological cleanliness and energy efficiency. The various performance of the enterprise is achieved by varying the number of combustion chambers in the system. RCBC technology has been widely recognized in the international scientific and technical community. Ecological purity of the process is confirmed by independent European experts and the conclusion of environmental review in Ukraine. Complete system installation of RCBC consists of the following components: a rotating cylindrical combustion chamber with an internal flow control, the inner tube system, the startup system, and internal systems of processing solid materials. Mechanical dust collector associated with the external system processing ash, which can return the ash back in the combustion chamber or in a dust collector. Dust collector system to remove particles from the flow of carbon monoxide. The dust collector is also connected to an external processing system. The ashes can be stored for processing or returned to the combustion zone. Fan along the dust collector, which provides the required flow of carbon monoxide gas and maintains negative pressure in the combustion zone. The external heat exchanger model, which consists of external evaporator and economizer. The gas passes through it and then enters into a mechanical separator and then to backhouse. It reduces the temperature of carbon gases to acceptable level. Fuel, sorbent, filling, and material storage systems are capable of delivering a solid or liquid fuel and sorbent and/or materials in any combination and quantity. External steam drum, the water supply system, control and monitoring system. The RCBC system is a unique system of fuel combustion, including solid waste. It has demonstrated the ability to recycle contaminated fuel in an environmentally friendly way. RCBC oxidizes the remaining waste at the temperature 1650 degrees Fahrenheit, about 900 degrees Celsius. The formation of harmful and toxic substances is neutralized by the waste gas exposure during the 4 seconds in a turbulent medium at a constant temperature. During operation of RCBC, it was confirmed that fuel can be changed without shutting down the equipment, without loss of required steam and reduced efficiency of the boiler, in a so-called continuous way. The thermal efficiency is comparable to or better than other industrial boilers for solid fuels. The remaining ash in the amount of 2% of total mass of solid waste proceeded at the exit of the bunker, either sent to a landfill or used for soil restoration, especially soil corrosion, fertilizers, or as additives in building materials. The technology is fully automated. It allows you to convert municipal waste, oil waste, old tires, agricultural waste, chemical, timber, pulp and paper industry, and so on. This equipment also allows you to use low-quality local alternative fuels instead of natural gas. This is especially promising in a small energy production, as well as housing and communal services. RCBC technology by Petco Corporation during operation has proved its relevance and viability as a technology for burning virtually all types of fuel, including low-calorie and contaminated, using clean burning with minimized amount of incineration waste in the form of neutral fly ash, no more than 2% of the total mass of fuel consumed. The example of the complex showing to you gives an idea of its potential. Experts of used car company offer to implement technological and technical solutions which are the most progressive in dealing with waste. A waste processing complex with a capacity of 200,000 tons of waste per year based on technology RCBC is 3 times cheaper than any modern European plant with equal environmental performance and has higher energy characteristics. This complex, besides producing electricity, also allows production of products from recycled and building materials. This technology provides a comprehensive energy efficiency and environmental security during processing of waste. RCBC technology, it is a waste-free complex for handling waste which can dramatically reduce the harmful impact on the environment, ensure the destruction of dumps and landfills, and make the process of waste management more effective.